And today we're going to be talking about the $10,000 Sur Ron build that I have created. But y'all, before we get into it, I'm going to be riding for a little bit, so let's enjoy ourselves. Let's get it. Hey, let's go! What up, bro? I remember the old days, back before they had e-bikes. But you guys, the moment you have been waiting for, let's talk about all of the mods that we have on our brand new Sur Ron X. Okay, so let's start off with the very first mod that we have on this bike. And I'm not going to go too in depth with this one because I made an entire video about it. But that is the 72 volt, 42 amp hour battery from Shock Bikes. Now what also comes with the battery is the display, and this display actually looks amazing. It's very easy to work through. I absolutely love everything about this battery, controller, and display, and I would not change a thing. Now just so you guys know, I will leave a link in the description for all the parts that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today in the description, so that you guys can check out the parts for yourself. Now this very next mod that I had was the very first thing that I ever put on this bike, and that is the Supermoto tires. Now I got these Supermoto tires, number one, because I love to street ride. Basically everything I do is street riding. I'll definitely go off-road, but again, I prefer the streets because stunting is kind of my thing. So that's exactly why I got the Sumo tires. Not a necessity for these bikes, but if you're gonna do as much street riding as I do, then it kind of is a necessity. Now, after the Supermoto tires, the very next thing that I needed to get was a new set of handlebars. I chose to go with, I believe it's Diety. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but those are the bars that I went with, and I absolutely love these bars because of the way they look. But what I found out about these bars is that they are not Sur Ron approved. These are actually mountain bike bars that are made for mountain bikes. They're not made for e-bikes. So if you crash, I can't promise that they're not going to bend. I have not crashed hard enough yet to know whether or not they will work. But according to the brand, they're not made for Sur Rons, so I can't necessarily recommend them for you guys. I only got them because they look super cool. So I would recommend Pro Taper if you're going for the best, strongest bars. Now, if you're going for ones that look cool, that's why I went with the Diety bars. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now moving on, the very next mod I got for this bike, I knew I was going to be putting a lot of power on this thing. I knew I was going to be riding it all the time. So I had to upgrade the brakes. When it came to choosing brakes, I was debating on the MT5 or the MT7 Magura handbrakes, and I went with the MT5s. Now a buddy of mine went with the MT7s. They're a little bit stronger. He told me that they might be a little strong for the Sur Ron. I only went with the MT5s because they were the only one available at the time, but now that I know the difference between the two, I'm very glad that I went with the MT5s because the braking power on this is actually phenomenal with these brakes. Now again, this is the same thing as the handlebars. They're technically not rated for a class 3 e-bike like the Sur Ron, so I can't recommend them again for the Sur Ron, but I absolutely love having these on my bike. Man's doing a vlog. Respect that YouTube game. Now while we're on the brake topic, might as well bring up the rotor. One of my favorite things that I have on this bike is my Warp 9 brake rotor. Now with this rotor, you guys got to make sure you get the extension so that it'll actually fit on your bike. And that is also on the Warp 9 website as well. These guys are not a sponsor, but I just really love their product. And so far I've been really loving this rotor. And even with all of this extra power, I feel like they work extremely well. So definitely worth noting that the Warp 9 rotor is totally worth getting for your Sur Ron. So now while we're talking about the back wheel, let's move on to the 58 tooth sprocket from Shock Bikes. You guys obviously know I do a ton of wheelies on this bike. That's why I upped the amount of torque that I can get from the sprocket. I love everything about this sprocket. It makes it super easy to wheelie even at high speeds. And anytime the wheel kind of comes down, the bike will just come right back up. I got everything I absolutely wanted from that sprocket. So if you guys want to check that out as well, again, there will be a link in the description. Now another mod I got on this bike that I absolutely love, that I just jumped on, is the seat. I got this seat from Thrill Seekers, and this is actually a seat cover that goes over the stock seat. But I love the way that it looks, and you can customize your seat any way you want. I love everything about Thrill Seekers. If you guys want to check them out, again, I'll leave a link in the description. Hopefully I don't say that 100 times today. That light turned green at the perfect time, bro. Green. Thank you, bro. I was gonna go around it, but I did that thing where like you look at the thing you're not supposed to ride into anyways. Okay, English is hard, but I almost hit that. The last mod, which technically, again, you can't really count some of these things as mods, is the wrap from Volta Supply. One of the best I've ever had on a motorcycle, so if you guys want to make your bike look just as sick, be sure to hit up Volta Supply. Not only do I love the wraps, but I love the guys behind it. So if you guys are ever looking for a wrap for your Sur Ron, I recommend Volta. Now I'm pretty sure that's every mod. I probably forgot something. Technically the chain is new too, but there actually are a few mods that I do not have on this bike that I wish I did have. Once you add all the parts, man, we got a $10,000 bike right now, and I still have more stuff I want to put on this thing. Another major upgrade that I need is going to be suspension. I want some new forks. You know, another thing that I really need for this bike are going to be some grips. If you guys look at this one's completely falling apart. These are completely stock. This one I can actually just slide off, which is even more sketchy. Another mod that I really need that is probably worth upgrading is going to be some new pegs. I have now seen 2 people that go off jumps that have slammed down and broken their peg because of the impacts. Even though they're pretty strong for what we put them through, like jumping off a set of stairs like that could bend the wheel or break the pegs. So for me, I don't really jump off a whole lot of things anymore. But if you guys plan on doing like a lot of off-road, if you plan on just, I don't know, jumping a lot of things, I would recommend a peg upgrade. Man, this is the bumpiest road ever. A little dizzy after that one. Excuse me. I'm gonna hit my head if I stand up. I got you.
Thanks, man. I still can't hit it.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. Sur Ron volleyball, anyone? I came to this spot the day that I tried out a Sur Ron for the very first time. Just at this facility? Okay, sounds good. Thanks for being cool, man. Bro's probably practicing his wheelies too. Just doesn't want me to top him. I get it, bro. I get it. Of course, my battery died when he came up to kick me out, but I think this is still part of the property, to be honest. So unnecessary, but so fun. Security came up to me up there and they're like, yo, are you the guy doing wheelies down here? I was like, how did I do? And he's like, pretty damn good. But now I want to see some endos. Even downtown security's calling me out for not doing stoppies yet. Looks like we got a little tour group. I might join these guys really quick. They're doing a little history lesson. This is where JFK got shot.
In the street, they have 3 X's.
That'd be a fun little job.
Where all 3 shots took place.
3 X's in the street. I don't want to be seeing my X's. But anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and end today's video. Let's end it on a good note. And lastly, guys, right before I end today's video, I want to let y'all know we still have all of the merch on the website. School is coming back, so we are dropping some of this school stuff back on the website. Some really cool stuff. If you guys want to check that out, I will leave a link in the description for it. Lots of links in the description today. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.